world of drug trafficking is a shadowy realm where ambition, cunning, and danger intersect. Across North America, a handful of notorious figures rose from obscurity to build criminal empires that left indelible marks on history. Their stories are as diverse as they are captivating, ranging from daring smugglers who redefined logistics to masterminds who turned urban streets into their kingdoms. These individuals operated at the edge of law and society, employing ingenious methods and forging powerful alliances that made them untouchable, at least for a time. Through their lives, we gain a glimpse into the high-stakes game of power, profit, and the devastating costs that ripple far beyond the drug trade itself. George Jung, American cocaine smuggler and partner of the Medellín Cartel. George Jung, often called Boston George, was a central figure in the cocaine trade that flooded the United States in the 1970s and 1980s. Born in Massachusetts, Jung initially dabbled in smuggling marijuana, but his ambition soon propelled him into a much larger operation. His big break came when he partnered with the notorious Medellín Cartel, led by Pablo Escobar, establishing himself as a key conduit for transporting massive quantities of cocaine into the U.S. Jung's innovative approach of utilizing small aircraft for smuggling proved to be a game changer, making him one of the most prolific drug traffickers of his time. His charisma and business acumen made him an invaluable asset to the cartel, though these same traits would later contribute to his high-profile downfall. Despite his eventual arrest and incarceration, George Jung's legacy is one of both infamy and intrigue. His life was immortalized in the Hollywood film Blow, which brought his story to mainstream audiences and cemented his status as a cultural anti-hero. Jung's tale is a sobering reminder of how the allure of wealth and power can lead individuals into the depths of organized crime. His operations were not just about smuggling drugs, but about pioneering a network that would transform the global narcotics trade. His partnerships with the Medellín Cartel symbolized the unprecedented international collaboration that fueled the cocaine epidemic in the U.S., leaving behind a legacy of addiction and societal impact that lingers to this day. Rick Ross, major U.S. crack cocaine distributor. Rick Ross, known as Freeway Ricky Ross, emerged as one of the most significant figures in the crack cocaine epidemic that ravaged U.S. cities in the 1980s. Operating primarily out of Los Angeles, Ross built a sprawling drug empire that reportedly earned millions of dollars daily at its height. What set Ross apart from other drug lords was his acute business sense and ability to create a highly efficient distribution network. He sourced his cocaine from suppliers connected to Central America during a time of political upheaval, later revealed to be linked to covert U.S. operations, a connection that added a controversial layer to his story when it came to light. Ross's rise and fall encapsulate the devastating impact of the crack epidemic on urban communities. While his operations made him wealthy beyond imagination, they also contributed to widespread addiction, violence, and systemic decay in the neighborhoods he served. His arrest and subsequent cooperation with law enforcement marked the end of his reign, but his story didn't stop there. After serving his prison sentence, Ross became an advocate for social change, using his past to educate others about the perils of the drug trade. His life, marred by both extraordinary success and profound consequences, serves as a complex narrative of ambition, systemic inequality, and redemption. Frank Lucas, Harlem's heroin kingpin. Frank Lucas rose to infamy in the 1960s and 1970s as one of Harlem's most notorious drug kingpins. His criminal empire was built on an audacious strategy, bypassing traditional mafia-controlled supply chains and sourcing heroin directly from Southeast Asia. Lucas's Golden Triangle connection allowed him to smuggle nearly pure heroin into the United States via military planes returning from the Vietnam War, hiding the drugs in coffins and furniture. This ingenious operation, often referred to as the cadaver connection, made Lucas a multimillionaire and transformed the heroin market in New York City. What set Lucas apart was not just his supply chain innovation, but his ability to blend ruthless business acumen with a street-smart persona. He strategically undercut competitors by offering higher quality heroin at lower prices, quickly establishing dominance in the Harlem drug scene. Despite his wealth, Lucas's ostentatious lifestyle, including his infamous chinchilla coat and matching hat, eventually drew unwanted attention from law enforcement. His arrest and subsequent cooperation with authorities exposed the intricate network of corruption and collusion within the drug trade, leading to numerous high-profile convictions. While his life inspired the film American Gangster, Lucas remains a controversial figure, emblematic of both the allure and destructive power of the drug underworld. Nikki Barnes, New York's heroin distributor. Nikki Barnes, infamously known as Mr. Untouchable, was a major force in New York's heroin trade during the 1970s. A former addict turned criminal mastermind, Barnes was the leader of The Council, a drug syndicate modeled on corporate structures to maximize efficiency and profits. Operating primarily in Harlem, Barnes used his business savvy to dominate the heroin market, creating a distribution network that rivaled the Italian Mafia. His connections with international suppliers and his ability to command loyalty made him one of the most successful drug lords of his time. Barnes's audacious persona, epitomized by his appearance on the cover of the New York Times Magazine with the title Mr. Untouchable, made him a lightning rod for media and law enforcement attention. This brazen move, intended to taunt his pursuers, backfired spectacularly. His arrest in the late 1970s marked the beginning of his empire's unraveling. After his conviction, Barnes turned informant, dismantling the council and implicating numerous associates in exchange for reduced sentencing. His life story is a cautionary tale of hubris, ambition, and betrayal, reflecting the broader societal costs of the heroin epidemic that devastated countless communities during his reign. The Chicago Outfit, Prohibition-era liquor and drugs. The Chicago Outfit, often synonymous with organized crime in America's Prohibition era, was a criminal empire that thrived on the illegal liquor trade. Established by Al Capone and other influential gangsters in the 1920s, the outfit built a vast operation that not only supplied illegal alcohol, but also expanded into narcotics, gambling, and other lucrative criminal ventures. Prohibition created a demand for bootlegged liquor, and the Chicago Outfit capitalized on this opportunity, dominating the black market with ruthless efficiency and violent enforcement of its territory. The group's network spanned beyond Chicago, influencing cities across the Midwest and even nationally, thanks to their sophisticated distribution and enforcement strategies. While Prohibition-era liquor was their cornerstone, the outfit's involvement in drug trafficking set a precedent for future criminal enterprises. Leveraging connections with international suppliers, the group began smuggling heroin and cocaine alongside alcohol, diversifying their empire. Their operations were marked by a blend of brutality and business acumen, employing fear to maintain control while cultivating political connections to evade law enforcement. Even after Prohibition's repeal in 1933, the Chicago Outfit adapted, remaining a powerhouse in organized crime through its grip on drugs, labor racketeering, and illegal gambling. The outfit's enduring legacy lies not only in its historical role during Prohibition, but also in shaping the structure and methods of organized crime in the United States. The stories of these individuals remind us that the allure of power and wealth can lead to paths as treacherous as they are lucrative. Their rise and fall not only shaped the underworld, but also left a legacy of societal impact, transforming cities, fueling systemic corruption, and leaving behind scars that communities continue to heal from. As we explore these tales, we're left grappling with the complex interplay of human ambition, desperation, and the far-reaching consequences of organized crime. Their narratives serve as both cautionary tales and windows into the enduring fight against the drug trade, a battle that continues to evolve in the shadows of modern society.